Hey y'all, and welcome to the Late Night Vision Show, the one and only podcast dedicated to all things night vision and thermal imaging. I'm Amanda Robertson. I'm Jason Robertson's better half, and I'd like to introduce to you the co-hostess with the mostest, the one, the only, my hubby's BFF's wife, Mrs. Bacon Pancakes.
Oh, well, thanks for that intro, Amanda.
Sure.
Can you believe the guys are letting us take over the show?
I really can't believe it.
You know this is killing them. It's
Just
killing them.
Killing them, yeah.
Well, tonight we're going to give the listeners some really great tips, some do's and don'ts for getting their wives to let them buy that new thermal they've had their eye on. And also we're going to give 3 ways for them to get their spouse to let them go on the big hunt that night, you know, that they just found out about that day and they want to be out all night. And
Yes.
I think
Exactly.
we got some good tips because these have worked on me. I'm going to go ahead and tell you they have.
Well, that sounds great, but, you know, I think the guys are about to pull the plug on us, Crystal.
Yeah, they won't let us stay in here long.
Not long.
All right, folks, welcome back. Now, if you cannot already tell, the wives have taken over the show. They are with us right now. And Jason, I can hear Amanda laughing, but this may be the signal of the beginning of the end for this show. What do you think? Is this the sign of the end?
I have 3 words. This is a cluster. I mean, this is
yeah.
It's actually 4, but it's kind of like those
you're right.
settings.
That's 4. It's 4 words.
So
yeah, this was a mistake, and it was Hans's idea. And for those for those that don't know, you've listened to around 120 seconds of the show so far, about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know how long we've been here, but it's longer than 2 minutes.
Well, yeah, and it is a cluster, and I'm going to tell you right now, the only reason they're back is because of popular demand from a lot of the listeners. That we have gotten a lot of comments, Jason, over the last several months of wanting the wives to come back. As you know, the last time we had them on was what?
It was a year ago, but we don't know for sure that the fans want them back because those comments were in Korean and Japanese, and we couldn't read them. But we thought that they were wanting the wives back. I'm not sure. It could have been maybe ISIS or somebody just death to America, but I'm not sure.
I think it might be our wives creating fake accounts and making their own comments, wanting to come back on the show. But let's introduce who we got here. I've got my beautiful wife here. Y'all remember, this is Crystal, and she is back with us this week. And Jason, you got your beautiful wife, Amanda. They are both as beautiful on the inside as they are on the outside. But the first ground rule is you are not allowed to hit me while we do this. That's the first ground rule. And the first time Crystal was on the podcast, she kept kicking my mic, and she almost got kicked off the show. So,
well, you've already told.
Yeah.
They told us before we just started recording that already this is the last time we'll be on the show ever.
Oh yeah,
so
we've already
want us
definitely.
back.
This is, folks. I hope you enjoy the show tonight because this is the last time you will see our wives on this show. Because Jason and I could pretty much have recorded 3 shows by now. And the time it's
There's a good blooper reel for you guys.
Exactly.
Yeah, if we needed blooper reels, we've got them tonight, folks. But I think it's going to be a fun podcast, and I'll say this right now: when this show's over, they are, as of now, permanently banned from the show. Depending on how this goes over in the next 20 minutes or so, we'll see if that's going to be revisited. Maybe in a year from now, we might change our mind because it's been about a full year. So maybe next year we'll have forgotten. But right now, I don't think so.
So, guys, we're going to need your votes. We're going to need your comments. We're going to need your votes. All the thumbs up. All the thumbs up everywhere.
This is not Dancing with the Stars, and votes do not get you to stay on the show. So, disregard.
Personal phone number. It is 903.
There we go. So, I think y'all have already talked about in the intro. I wasn't here. I couldn't be close because I didn't want to hear what was going on when you did the intro. But what are they going to be talking about, Jason? I know they got the first topic coming up.
Well, yeah,
the guys.
They had run me out of the room on this end as well. But from what I'm being told, and folks, this is going to be sort of like last year when we had him on the show. we know the basic topics, but we don't know exactly what's fixing to happen here. So this is a true kind of blindsided on our end. But what we're going to talk about, the first thing from what I'm seeing here, is we've got a list of do's and don'ts on how to get your wife to let you buy thermal. So guys, listen up. This is how to do it, I guess, and how not to do it.
Yeah, and before we get into it real quick, because I know Crystal's got the first one to go, but we've had a lot of listeners that have asked us about this, to do a show on this, and I think they're halfway joking, but I think we kind of called their bluff on it.
I actually bought you your first thermal in case you forgot about that.
Ooh, man, we just learned something here.
We'll get into that story.
So this is all my fault, basically.
All right. So the do's and don'ts of getting your wife to agree to let you buy a thermal. So let's hear what y'all got.
Okay, yeah. Amanda, I think you're going first. No, Crystal's going first, according to my list.
Yeah.
So tell me, Crystal, what is the way that the guys out there can get their wives to let them buy a thermal?
Okay, one way is you could tell her that you're going to sell some of your hunting things that you bought in the past that you just had to have.
Okay, I want to
use
hang on.
that.
I'm going to interject. This is already a bad idea. I don't like this idea at all.
I'm talking about
It's just taking a terrible turn.
This
remember
is
the little decoy tail that the hawk came and picked up and like took off somewhere, like things like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
There have been some
There have been some purchases.
swings and misses. There's no doubt.
There have been some misses.
Yeah.
Before the podcast was there to tell people what they really needed. You had to try this stuff out.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on that, Jason?
My thought is that this podcast, if it was a train, it's off the rails, because the first thing the wives come in here and say the guys need to sell hunting gear.
Yeah.
That's a 0% chance. I don't like this one at all.
So okay, so my wife Crystal, her first. I'm just looking at the top one.
Okay.
Y'all listening, if you're not watching this on YouTube right now, you're really missing out. So go check it out on YouTube. If you're listening on the podcast version,
I'm
we
wearing
appreciate
the uniform.
it. Crystal's dressed up like me right now, and but if you're listening on the podcast version, hop on over to YouTube later and watch it. But the first thing on her list was this is the ladies' advice. So I mean, it could be correct from a lady's perspective.
That's
I mean,
true.
it may be against our wishes.
Thank you.
But for the guys out there needing help and wanting to buy a thermal, so the lady's perspective says, sell some of your old hunting stuff that you had to have.
I don't like the idea. I don't think there's any male listener that's going to agree with it. You're probably right, but we're going to nix that one. That's a survey. Survey says no. Let's move on though. Let's move on though. So I think Amanda's got one of what not to do.
I do.
If you're wanting thermal, and we say thermal or night vision, guys, is whatever you're trying to buy here. So all right, Amanda, tell us what it is.
I think this is great advice too. So don't dwell on your wife's past purchases. If she went and bought a really nice bag, it's great. It's a nice bag. It's an investment. It's an investment in what she likes to do. So it's just best to be happy about it. Like, that's a great bag, sweetheart. Did you check out these new thermal scopes? have you read the specs on an Axion? I sure like that Consuela bag.
Did she just use Axion in a sentence?
She did.
I think she did.
So
I'm impressed.
The lady's suggestion was, don't throw her past purchases in her face. Purses aren't cheap. So
exactly.
What about if your wife trashes some of your past purchases that you made and said that the thermal is going to end up like all of the other stupid stuff that we purchase and don't use? What if that happens?
You're in trouble then.
My best advice is for y'all to keep your mouth shut.
That's when you would go and find out what kind of bag that was she bought and maybe buy her a matching wallet.
Buy her another,
There you go.
Yes.
That's actually, I don't like that, but that's probably pretty good advice.
I think that's the less creative way of doing it. I mean, that's just the easy way. Just go buy her something expensive to make up for it. But there's got to be some better advice than that.
Well, no, hey, I think, in Amanda's defense here, I think that and it's very hard for me to take this advice, but it's to basically just keep your mouth shut about those past purchases, and that's easier than selling my hunting stuff, my old hunting stuff. I can't do that.
This is the thing. Don't say this. Don't say, I'm going to buy a new thermal because you bought 2 purses last month and that equals the same as this. That's not the way to get it.
All right, I'm not going to lie. That's I'm going to say survey says that's a pretty good answer there. I'm going to go with that. Okay, we're going to move along because we got a lot of these. So, Crystal, tell us another one of your don'ts. What should we not do?
Okay, this is a big don't.
Okay.
Don't hide the purchase from her. And I'm not throwing anybody under the bus, but I know that at one time, someone, not Joel, but someone has bought a scope and asked to take a cashier's check because they were hiding it from their wife.
Wow, I like that you said it wasn't Joel.
Because they didn't want it wasn't Joel. It wasn't.
Yeah.
But they didn't want their wife to know they were buying a new scope. So they were like basically trying to pay cash for it. And I'm like,
Let me say this. As a thermal dealer and night vision for many years now, I can say that I have been paid in some of the most creative ways known to man. And some of these transactions are only one step short of dealing in narcotics. There's been back alleys, unmarked bills, buddies' credit cards, but so yeah, you're right. Other people's checks. I mean, there's some shady stuff. So I do agree.
Yeah. I've talked to guys on the phone that have done the same thing.
Yeah.
That are purchasing a scope, and definitely 100% they're hiding it, and that is, I can guarantee you'll never get away with it.
Yeah.
You'll never be able to hide it unless you know.
I'll say this to that. I know we're joking around here tonight, but being serious, that is definitely not the way to do it. It's not good for your finances. It's not good for your marriage. So on a serious note, I hope this is the last one, but I'm going to say that's good. Don't hide it from your wife. That's a good one. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going back. We need some more do's. Amanda, what do the guys need to do?
Okay. So I'm going to use this term really loosely. So bribe your wife, perhaps with a trip to the spa. If you need a spa specialist, guys, you just call Outdoor Legacy Gear and just tell them you want to talk to the spa specialist. We can find you a spa in your local hometown, wherever town you're visiting.
Do not call us. Do not.
So
she's good.
My wife is a sucker for a good massage, and she will. I don't know. I mean, if there's a guy out there that's willing to massage her longer and better than I am, then she'll probably leave me. So if you get her a massage, she's good to go, and she probably lets you buy whatever you want to buy. That is some great advice.
Yeah, you need to find her soft spot.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, my wife loves a massage, but if it required me giving her a massage, then I just probably would never run thermal because my hands get tired after about 3.5 seconds, and it's just
it makes me tired. It makes me fall asleep.
Fake falls asleep.
He fake falls asleep. I've never tried that.
I don't always fake fall asleep, but I do
every single
sometimes.
Sometimes.
Let me just say this: if he's having a hard time sleeping at night, a lot of times I'll say, "Honey, just rub my back for a minute." That puts you to sleep every time.
Yeah.
Right away. I'm talking like within seconds.
Wow.
That's true. I can't deny that. It is true.
But
yeah. I think that is definitely a winning idea too.
You know,
yeah,
you get a massage, you can get whatever you want.
Yeah, I'll say this. Hans and I have been planning our SHOT Show trip. It's in January. It's a big deal getting hotels and airfare and planning meetings
but it's a bigger deal planning the wives' spa day.
Yeah, Amanda and Crystal are talking every day. I see these text messages, and Amanda is spending all night looking for deals on spas and how long they can stay. So that's it's a big deal. All right,
it's hard work.
We better move along.
Last year it was 6 hours, wasn't it?
It was.
Just 6 hours. 6 hours.
Yeah.
In Vegas.
We got to trump that this year.
Yeah. Well,
we're there. You and I are there working. They're getting spas, but that's
exactly right.
Okay,
Crystal, give us another do. Crystal, it's your turn. Give us another do here. What do we need to do?
Okay. You do, and this is actually, we've actually done this before. You can say, honey, you want to buy me anything for Christmas, my birthday, or anniversary, Valentine's Day? Just let me get this scope. The only problem with that is that the wife a lot of times will forget, which is not a problem for the guy, but for the wife, I'm like, I know he got something and I wasn't supposed to have to buy him anything, but I can't remember what it was.
I got a thermal several years ago, and I'm wondering if I'm getting a Christmas present, and I was told that I'm not getting a Christmas present this year. So
you're not getting a Christmas present this year?
Man.
Yeah, and I've had thermal for a long time.
I was going to say,
so
hey, why don't you tell the listeners the last time you bought thermal? How about that?
It's been a long time.
Yeah, you hadn't bought thermal. Give me a break.
It's been a long time.
Hey, let me tell you something. If Crystal's telling you that she's buying you thermal, I haven't gotten the checks. That's all I want to say, you know?
And back when I bought my first thermal, I've made a lot more. Oh, you bought my first thermal? Mm-hmm. Okay, I guess you.
It's been a long time.
Well, yeah. How did you buy my first thermal?
Remember, Boone called me and was like, hey, you need to do this.
Did you get it for me for like a present or something?
It was after Christmas, though.
So, quick story. The best way, guys, and I hope this isn't on your list.
I'll tell you if it is.
Okay. Well, if you have a wife that has an older brother, have your brother-in-law go to your wife, because the older sibling has influence over the younger sibling. And my brother-in-law told my wife, his sister, that she needed to get me a scope for a present.
Man. He basically didn't even give me.
And you know what? She did it like this. If I would have asked her, it would have been stupid. And why do you want it? But he did it, and she's like, okay. It's like the older brother, younger sister thing. So if your wife has an older sibling, if your wife has an older sibling, have the sibling
I guess it worked.
do your bidding for you, and it will work every time. I thought this was going to be on the list, and I'm surprised it's not on the list so far.
It's not, but that is probably good.
Okay.
Okay, we got one more in this survey says, and I think it's Amanda's.
This is a real one. This is an important one. So let's just say your friend Bob gets a new Wraith, and you're just over here with like a Photon. Don't
throwing these
That's a bad
out.
comparison.
It's a terrible comparison, but okay. Okay.
So he's got one that's superior to yours. Don't just throw it in your wife's face all the time. Like, Bob's scope's better than mine. Mine it's just not as good as Bob's.
That sounds like a really good idea, though, to me. That's a bad idea.
Bob's wife.
It's not a good
idea. A new one.
Right.
You don't get to be in the cool kid club.
And that's when the wife can say, you know what, Bob's wife was at the spa for 6 hours last week. That's why he's got a better scope than you, dude.
Oh man. Wow. Sure. I didn't know that either. Well, okay, guys, listen, you've got your do's, you've got your don'ts. Those are coming from two ladies with husbands with boatloads of night hunting gear. So y'all better listen to them.
Yeah. So thank you, ladies, for that. I think there's some good advice on there. I think there's some on there that, comment or contact me for the best advice, and I'll go through this list with you if you're watching the video right now. And we'll talk this through. Call Jason over at outdoorlegacygear.com, 877-350-1818. We'll talk about this on the phone. We can come up with a scheme that'll get you golden for your spouse to buy you a scope.
Apparently Amanda knows all the brands and what you need to buy next.
Let me tell you something. If you call me, trust me, number one, sell your old hunting gear is not going to be on the list for me. So you're safe. You're safe. As your therapist, it's not going to happen. So you're good.
Okay.
All right, what's next?
Another topic that comes up all the time and people want to know, and I talk to a lot of people and they want to know, Hans, how are you able to go hunt 6 nights a week and not get in trouble? So I'm not suggesting you can talk your wife into letting you go hunt 6 nights a week. My wife is definitely understands this is more than just a hobby now. It's also a job. So she understands.
Tell them the only reason it's 6 nights and not 7 is because on the 7th night you do what?
Recording a podcast.
Right.
So that's exactly right.
And I want to be clear here. I'm just pretty sure she doesn't like you. I mean, because I mean, even as another guy in the business whose
Yeah.
wife honestly does not care, Amanda doesn't care when I go
Right.
hunting, I'm still
Like
like,
you either.
He doesn't
know,
hunt enough.
But I'm still like, dude, you've been out every night. You know what's going
Yeah.
on? I'm convinced
Every
Crystal
single night,
doesn't
Jason.
like him. She doesn't.
It's
Yeah.
every night.
Well-
It's every night. It's part of the routine now. But we're not trying to get all the guys permission to go hunt 6 nights a week, but we want to help you get permission to go on that big hunt that you got coming up. So
And
we've got
Amanda's about to give you the number one tip of how Joel gets to
The number
hunt
one
every
tip.
night. It's the number
Okay.
one for me.
It's the number one
so
tip.
Amanda's going to go first with her grand idea of how this is going to go down. What's the best way to get your wife?
It's the best way. So,
Yeah.
number one, take out the trash. Do tons of extra chores. Put those kids to bed. Wear those kids out.
Okay.
Wear them out? Like, wear them out, like spank them?
No, like make them really
I feel like
tired so
that-
they'll go to
Yeah.
sleep.
I feel like that's directed towards me.
The
Extra
trash
chores
especially.
never hurt anything. Never.
Yeah.
I think
So-
we talked about your trash taking out skills on the last podcast. we were
So
together.
Think
yeah,
so.
so people know my wife and I's battle over the trash can and the trash needing to be taken out. It's not a surprise. We've talked about it many times, and it's come up many times on the show. I feel like I'm getting better at doing it and not forgetting. But one thing that I do every night to make sure that hunting is not getting in the way of family stuff is the vast majority of the times I put the girls or help put the girls to bed before I go out. So that is my routine, is to help put the girls to bed, and then I go out for a couple hours, come back, and we stay up late anyway, so we stay up and watch TV. But the extra chores things I do feel like is pointed at me because I do that.
Well,
I
see,
try to do that.
My strategy on that is this. Now that our kids are 5 and 10, so like just say taking out the trash, Amanda will open the trash, it's full, she goes, hey, will you take that out? Well, I understand that it's heavy, and so I'll pull it out, and I tie the thing up, and I throw it to the side and say, hey, kids, come take the trash outside. And at the end of the day, all I really did was pull it out, and they're big enough to drag it outside, and then to put another liner in there. Amanda walks back by, and it's done. And she goes, hey, thanks. No problem. And I mean, hey, it got done. So I think you need to use slave labor if you have kids, because really, that's what they're here for. I mean,
my wife, as great as she is, doesn't understand how trash works. Because
guys,
when
this
you
is how
put
not to
trash
get a
in-
thermal
I know
scope.
what
This
he's
is
about
on
to
the
say.
how not
This
to get
is
a thermal
exactly
scope.
how you don't want to act if you want to go hunting every night.
So you just put trash in there and you just pile it on top. She forgets the pushing it
He
down.
wants me to like get all my hands all up in there and push it down like really tight, like I'm some kind of a trash compactor or something.
She will put 2 shoe boxes in there and be like, oh, it's full, And I just took out the trash an hour ago, and so I'm trying to show her guys.
I'm going to
properly take care of
interject.
the
I'm going to
trash.
take over the show for just a second. Hans is giving you a perfect example of how not to go hunting every
Not
night.
once.
So I think we
Yes.
better move to the next one, because this is not. You're not going to go hunting tomorrow night at this rate.
Right.
I'll do something to make up for it. I'll do something. All right. So, Crystal, what's the next one?
The next one we're going to go back to an oldie but a goodie. It's bribery. Bribe. We're going to go back to the spa again.
We're going back to the spa
We're going
again.
back to the spa. I mean, you can't go
My
wrong with a
gosh.
massage. I mean,
This
I'm
is
just
getting
speaking from
expensive.
experience. I mean, a good mani pedi, facials, always, those are ways you get them buttered up. Why don't you spend some time, and even not to spend money, just why don't you go take a bath and
Go
relax?
take a bath. Yeah. Hey, why
me tell
don't you
you
go
guys-
take a bath? That's
Why don't
awesome.
you just go relax?
Guys, let me tell you what to do. You go to one of
Go
those
take a nap.
go to one of those massage colleges, get you a student in there, and tell them you'll pay him $50.
I have no idea where this is going, but don't do whatever he's
Get
about to
somebody
say.
off the street.
Tell them $50 a week to go massage your wife's back once a week, and you'll save a lot of money from having to go to the spa.
That sounds like a terrible idea on a whole lot of levels. I can't name the number of bad reasons. Yeah.
I mean,
next.
that's not something that we should do, but
Next.
it seemed good when I was thinking it in my mind.
Oh my.
All right, so Amanda, you got the last one of the best way to for your husband or whatever to be able to go out hunting.
Yes. So I've got the clincher of all. So what you need to do once you've gone hunting, I know you're gonna post a picture of the 22 hogs that you've killed or the hog that you killed in the small Hog Lives Matter movement, but show some Insta love. Yes. So maybe you put like some kind of hashtag, killed this hog, wife is great. My wife's da bomb or
best wife ever.
Wife ever.
Wow.
Mama likes me to hunt or something like that.
Yeah.
So
on Instagram, Facebook.
So we're just going to call that Insta love. So
Insta love.
Show some Insta love with your dead hog photo.
Wow. Wow.
I don't know. What do you think about that, Jason?
I think it's very interesting that my wife just used something called Insta Love, since as far as I know, she's never posted a picture on Instagram. So
I was about to say I've never seen her do anything on Instagram.
I don't think
before.
she does, and I don't think she knows much about it. So it's pretty awesome that she's just coined a term called Insta Love.
Yeah.
So
Well, it was
Hey,
like
she knows
last
how to
year's
start
Insta
it.
Piggy
She'll
Pig.
come on.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true. Yeah, I think
Well-
that's a subtle way if your wife is following you and looking at your stuff on social media. I guess so.
Well,
Then
Crystal's
she'll
been
know
on.
you're actually out hunting and not like hunting.
Crystal's been on Instagram for what, 4 months now, and she's following 3 people. She's following 3 people. She's got 4 followers, and some guy from the Middle East is following her.
Some random Middle Eastern.
So that's how great Instagram's been.
Can I ask? Can I ask? I mean, so I would like to think that Hansi's Texas is one. I would like to think that the Late Night Vision Show is another. It would flatter me if Outdoor Legacy was one. So, I mean, I'm just curious.
Well, I'm in there,
Okay.
obviously.
Let me just say this. I didn't even set up the account. Amanda did.
I did.
As we were sitting by the pool.
On
in
your spa
after
day.
the spa day.
After the spot.
Yeah.
After
the
our
spa
spa
day.
trip.
Yeah.
She set it up and she followed my people. So I don't even know who I'm following. I know I'm following
It's just the people around Outdoor Legacy Gear, but
Outdoor Legacy
Right.
Gear.
she has a random guy from
Hansi's,
across the
Texas.
world following her.
Yeah, some random. I have
Yeah.
no idea.
Wow.
But
Wow.
yeah, so Instagram's not a huge tool, but you'd probably like an Insta love shout out, right? From a dead hog picture. My wife is awesome.
A bloody dead hog. My wife
Yeah.
is awesome.
Yeah.
She let me go
Thank you for
tonight.
the-
That's.
Yeah.
I would say this. That's
This
definitely.
dead
Well-
hog reminds me of my wife.
No, you do see a lot of guys on Instagram, I think, that put pictures of them and their wife, and they're like, look how beautiful my wife is. And then the next picture after that is them hunting. So they obviously did something right.
They did.
Yeah.
So I think that might be good advice.
I would say this. I think I don't really know if it's going to help or not, but I would say of this list, I like it the best because it requires the least effort.
It's an original thought.
I mean, it doesn't.
Jason, I like where your head's at.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to try it. If it doesn't
Doesn't.
work, all it took you was about 8 clicks. It's no big deal. I mean, so I think it's worth a shot. I like that one.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I think it's a great list. And ladies, you've done a great job. Thank you for coming on the show. The listener and viewers' demands have been answered.
Hey, remember, if you want us back, you're going to have to.
All the
Hey,
thumbs up.
because
All the
we're
thumbs
not
up.
invited back.
Comments
No.
and everything have been cut off for this video. We're disabling everything right now.
yeah,
No comments.
No comments. We don't want. Yeah, that's exactly right. And those 3 guys in North Korea don't count. So we.
Yeah.
We don't. We can't read what they wrote anyway. So.
I'm going to tell my Middle Eastern boyfriend, and he's going to request that I
Oh,
go back.
brother. Oh. Well, folks, we hope you enjoyed it. This is actually we're releasing this on Thanksgiving Day. I believe that's right? Because this is on
Yep.
Thanksgiving Day. So don't know when you're listening to this, but that's when it is going to be released. And we hope that y'all have been able to spend some time with your friends and family for Thanksgiving. And we hope that we wanted to do this show just for fun. We wanted to be able to kind of take the week off of not talking about serious stuff, not talking about scope reviews, and again, bring our wives in and just do something fun for the holiday. If it was up to me, we wouldn't do the show, but Hans will
That's true.
not. Hans
That's true.
will not give us a week off.
He's
so
a slave driver.
This is episode number 82. And we haven't missed one yet, and it's coming.
Yeah.
That day's coming, but it's not going to happen on Hans's watch. So anyway, we hope you enjoyed it, and anyway, we want to just say thanks for coming back. And it has been a full year since our wives were on here. We want to say thank you to them for letting us go hunting and being nice about it and supporting us in this business. And so we really do appreciate it. We appreciate y'all. We're very thankful for all of you as listeners, all y'all who have chosen to support Outdoor Legacy over the years with, making your thermal and night vision purchases from us. Honestly, that means a lot. This show would not be here if Outdoor Legacy wasn't here and if it wasn't for y'all supporting us. So we thank you very much for that. And if you want to find Outdoor Legacy, you can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and as always, outdoorlegacygear.com. Or you can give me or Hans a call at 877-350-1818.
Yeah, so thank you all for joining us again this week. We are going to be back again next week, and that's the week after Thanksgiving. I want to thank the wives again for being on the show, our beautiful wives, Amanda and Crystal. And they will, you will not see them again probably, but know that they are still around. They're still around, but they're going to be behind the scenes. I mean, keeping Jason and I going. So, right. But no, we appreciate it. They did a great job. I think the list was fantastic. There's some good advice on there. But again, all you people out there that are wanting to buy a scope or wanting to go hunt, you might want to run that by us first. Let's talk through some of those different strategies and make sure that we have the right one. But we got the girls' perspective, and it can't be any better than that. So we will see y'all next week. Hey, you and I, Jason, are going to be talking about the brand new Axion Key XM22s very soon. I know I just went and picked one up, going to be using it and reviewing it. You're going to be doing the same, and then we'll come back and do another show and talk about it and do our full review. But we'll see you soon. Have a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy your time with your friends and family. We'll see y'all next week. Stay safe in the fields. Keep making the bacon pancakes.